Welcome back to another episode of Balancing Healthy. Very exciting. I've got a very special guest with me today, Anesu. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Um, Anesu is one of my online clients. It's been, what, 2 years now? We just had our 2 year anniversary. Very, very exciting. And I just want you to come on because and I've said this to you a million times, but I'm like, your story is just it's just incredible because I feel like it's one of those things. It's like it started with a certain goal of like I want to lose weight. This is what I want to do, and it's just you've transformed like beyond words, and I'm obsessed with it. And I feel like more people need to know about it. And I know you're really really stressed about recording this episode, but I have this full belief that like whatever you need to say will be said, and someone will resonate somewhere. Like we'll try not to overthink it. So. Before we dive into who you are, I just want to start with my question that I ask everyone. And that is, what are you currently trying to balance in your life at the moment?
I think for me, I'm always trying to balance being a mom of three boys who have
Mm.
different activities and vary in ages, and
Yeah.
then trying to remember to make time for myself and working and having a busy husband and just having a busy life in general.
Yeah, you
That's just
I'm
always.
honestly like, how do you do it? I'm like, there's so much going on. Oh, honestly, yeah. Yeah, amazing. Well, you kind of gave us a little bit about you, but I want to go into a little bit more about you. Like, I don't know if you prepared anything, but give us a bit about you. What do you do? Hobbies, life, like all the things, because I feel like that'll help us dive into or paint a better picture of your story when we get into it. So anything you feel is relevant, let us know.
It's a hard question because
I
I
know it
don't
always doesn't work
myself.
first.
Like, I don't talk about myself, so I don't know. I am a mom, like I said. I have three boys, 12,
Yeah,
9, and 4. And then I am a wife. I am me. I
yeah.
think I've always put wife and mom ahead of me being me.
I can see
So
that
over
for
the
you.
last few years, I have been trying to find myself, I guess,
Yeah.
and trying to make myself a priority. I don't know if I have any hobbies. I think I probably used to. Many years ago, if you'd
Yeah.
asked me what hobbies were, I would have said singing, I would have said knitting or something, but I don't really do those things
Wait,
anymore.
singing? Can you
What?
sing?
Maybe.
Oh my God, I had no idea. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna have you to
Yeah.
sing for me one day. I was like, I won't make you do it now, but
No,
I'm gonna have to get you
absolutely
to.
not.
Yeah, no, I was like, we won't do that now, but wow, oh my God, I had no idea.
But yeah, I think my hobby of late has really just been making myself a priority and
Yeah,
not forgetting myself.
yeah,
I like walking. I'm just a weird person who will take a
you
seven
love it.
kilometer walk and just
Yeah,
do nothing off it. I haven't really done it lately because it's really cold.
yeah, it's
So
freezing, and
yeah,
you're in like the middle of fucking nowhere, so
yeah,
it's like extra cold for you.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
but maybe
And
it's I'm
then
like maybe it's a mum thing, or maybe
mhm,
it's also being in the country because my mum loves a walk. She'll just walk. She could walk all day if you let her.
yeah,
And I
I
don't know
could
where it's
do.
from.
Yeah, I could if I didn't have to do other things that you're
Yeah.
required to do in life. I could be out just walking. If
Yeah,
I've got my
maybe you'll be her one day because she obviously us five kids we're all grown up we're moved out we're all the things and she lives
yeah,
kind of in the country so if she's not working she's just like
yeah,
where can I walk to?
yeah, that's pretty much me.
Yeah.
If I can walk to a place, some days I'll be like, okay, I'm going to a supermarket. Husband's like, where are your keys? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna walk. It's only 2.5 kilometers, like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean I do that. I'm like it's just
So
if you're grabbing
I
a
don't
few
know. I
things.
That's what I can say about. Oh, I forgot to say that I'm a nurse.
Yeah,
I
I know.
worked
I
hard
was
for that
like I was
degree.
like waiting for that.
I worked hard for that degree. Yes, so I'm also a registered nurse,
Yeah.
and I think that's it.
Yeah, and you do a lot of night shifts. I feel like you do night shifts every week.
Yes,
So that adds to the
yes,
chaos.
yes.
Yeah, I think it's a fundamental thing to share that you do night shifts as well.
I
Because
am.
nursing is one thing.
Yeah, I am mostly night shifts. It helps because I live in the country, so childcare is kind of weird, kind of difficult.
Yeah,
It's gotten better in the last year or so, but
yeah,
then it's still easier for me to manage my other day-to-day tasks with doing night shifts.
yeah, yeah. It's
So,
just that sleep sometimes.
well,
It's just questionable.
my boys now know to run away from me after a night shift. I
Oh,
think
great.
it's not a bad thing, but they run away.
Yeah, great. Good. It's like gives you a bit of peace.
Yep.
Um, all right. I feel like let's kind of dive into your story, your journey, everything to do with health and fitness. And this can like from whatever point in your life, but I feel like I always like to know like what kind of made you get into like the gym or looking at your nutrition, like all the kind of things like that. Like what was kind of that change that made that happen? Because I know for me, like I didn't grow up with family at the gym, eating well. Like it was very much something I had to do for myself. So I'm
Yeah.
just like keen to see the evolution, if you will.
Um, I don't know how far back to go, but I had the typical story, being the kind of bigger kid, you know,
Yeah.
um, I think for me, my body changed the most when I moved to Australia.
Yeah.
So Zimbabwe, we've got mostly organic food, like, and I didn't have as much access to like all the chocolate, all like it
Yeah.
was there, but because I'm living under my parents' house, it's all managed by them and blah blah blah. So I didn't
Yeah.
really get much to that. But then I moved to Australia. I'm like, oh, I can go to McDonald's anytime. I can
Yeah.
go this takeaway. I can buy myself a pizza at midnight. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it kind of just ballooned from there. But I didn't really do anything. I think because I'm pretty tall, it wasn't really like, well, I'm not really tall, but like for my nationality, I'm one of the
Yeah.
taller, like on the taller side. So
Yeah.
it didn't really bother me much. It was kind of on the background and I didn't really care about it. But it was mostly after I had my third son. So
Yeah.
my pregnancy with him was difficult. It came during COVID. I
Hmm.
was in my final year of my nursing degree. It was unexpected, and my husband moved interstate while I was pregnant. Like we found out I
Ah,
was pregnant
shit.
and he moved interstate 2 days after I told him I was
Oh,
pregnant.
goodness.
So this is me homeschooling my oldest, um, staying at home with my youngest, working 6 night shifts in a fortnight while I'm studying my
Oh
degree, and
my
I was
God.
pregnant. So my health just kind of everything took a backseat
Yeah.
when it came to my health with that. I was like, I just need to survive the rest of this year so we can all be back together and we can kind of figure it out. And
Yeah.
then borders shut, so husband couldn't come back and forth as much as he was able to. And
Oh,
living in Victoria, and we
oh,
all know
suck it
Victoria
out.
during COVID.
Yeah.
And then I would say my pregnancies have been fairly easy for me. I won't even lie. I don't take that for granted. But
Yeah.
this particular one is the first one that I actually had physical symptoms. I think I was heading towards my heaviest. I had just got distracted by a pop up. Sorry.
It's classic.
I was heading towards my heaviest weight. I started getting more hip pain, more sciatic pain. And then he was born with like some complications and he needed to, it was just a traumatic thing.
Yeah.
His birth, he came early. He was 6 weeks early. And I was rushed from the hospital in Bendigo and I was rushed to Melbourne via ambulance, lights and sirens, inactive labor. He was early. They
Oh
wanted
my
him
God.
to be born near the Royal Children's because he needed to have a surgery pretty much not too long after he was born.
Yeah.
And this is also, I think, this is now going into a different story.
Like
But
it all plays a part.
I'm just like saying where I was at the point
Yeah.
it was just the height of me just neglecting myself
It's
and
yeah.
being so consumed by everything else around me. And it was necessary. Like I had to be able to take care of the kids and I had to be able to finish my degree. I had to be able to carry a pregnancy. But
Yeah.
it also came at the expense of me taking a back seat with my own life and my own health.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he's fine. He's completely fine. His
Yeah. He's
surgery went
good.
well. He actually recovered significantly quicker than they thought. They thought he would end up having, I think they thought he would have at least a 6 to 8 week stay at the Royal Children's. It ended up being
Yeah.
3 weeks. He's completely fine. Hasn't had any
Yeah.
complications since. But a few days after he was discharged from hospital, we moved interstate, obviously, so we could all be back with my husband
Yeah.
and sold a house, everything. Like there was just a lot going on during the
That's so
time.
much.
It was just a lot. And then when we moved to New South Wales, where we are now, I had a little newborn, trying to navigate a new town. Husband was working, like he's pretty much trying to help us build our life and everything. So he was working a lot.
Yeah.
And I think in that time, that's when I got completely lost.
Yeah.
I knew something wasn't quite right when I realized that I would spend the day in the house and I wouldn't leave at all.
Yeah.
The only time I left the house was when I had to do school run. So I had to do school pickup or school drop off. And and I had to do groceries. And with the
Yeah.
groceries, I would do like a click and collect. So it would be as fast way as possible. And at that time, I thought of doing weight loss surgery, but
Yeah.
I had a 4 month old. I was breastfeeding. The doctor's like, well, we can do it, but it's likely that you're not going to be able to continue breastfeeding and
Yeah.
it's up to you. So I thought, it's not the right time. And also, everything was just really just overwhelming at that time. But then
Mm.
I told myself, okay, I'm going to give myself, I think it was about 2022. I can't remember the exact month, but I told myself, I'm going to give myself a full year of just trying.
Yeah.
And part of my trying was making sure that I actually opened the blinds every day because I lived in
Yeah.
a dark house. At that time, the house was completely dark. I didn't open my blinds. I'll just switch on the lights and, go about my day. It was,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm like, even things like that is like coming back to me. I feel like I started to do things like that when it got really,
yeah.
yeah, no, interesting.
So for me, the first step was, okay, let's just start with opening the blinds and making
Yeah.
sure you're showering and like not saying I wasn't showering, but like making sure you're actually
Yeah.
doing something for yourself. You're making yourself a meal, you're showering, you're opening the blinds, you're letting some light in. And then that continued for a few weeks. And I said, okay, now let's go for walks.
Yeah.
Um, we do it's well, I guess in English it's called baby wearing, the way we carry our babies. We
Yeah.
just put them on our back and put them on it, like wrap them with a towel and we walk around. So I thought to myself, you've always loved walking. Let's start doing that with him. So I'll put him on my back, get my towel, and walk and just walk for as long as I could, pretty
Yeah.
much. And then that kind of became the routine. I thought every single day, you take the other two kids to school, you take your towel, put your baby on the back and walk.
Yeah.
Just get out of the house and actually walk. And then that kind of went on for a few months. And I thought, okay, maybe now I'm ready to join a gym.
Yeah.
So I went, signed up for a gym, the one that my husband's at. I said, okay, I'll sign up for the gym. And I thought, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
Which is so fair. It's like, oh, not me
like,
to the gym. What do I
I
do?
was like, okay, I'm in the gym. I signed up. So what now?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well, I guess I need to get a coach.
Yeah.
And I got a coach. That was about a year and a half.
Yeah.
We'll not go into
Yeah.
that. I just don't think that coaching was the right decision for me at the time.
Yeah. It was just for the people listening, it was a bodybuilder. So it was very not lifestyle.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was not lifestyle. I was being asked to do like daily photos, daily check-ins, not necessarily daily check-ins, but like daily photos, daily ways, which for me at the time was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good place. Like,
Yeah.
and this was when I hit my peak, my highest, which is 131 kilos.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Because I was like, I didn't know the
Yeah,
actual
I was gonna say,
the
I remember you
number.
saying that. This was when I was at my highest, and I was like,
Yeah.
it really wasn't good for me to continue to see that number. And then breastfeeding, I'm trying to manage. Um, I had to finish off my placement so I could get my nursing degree and start
Yeah.
working. So I had to manage doing 6 weeks of placement and trying to do all these little habits that I've developed. So I was just like,
Yeah. And how old was your son at this point?
he was just shy of a year,
Okay.
to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah. So
Yeah.
towards the end of 20, he was born in November of 2021. This was now
Yeah.
around November. Oh, it was about a year. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I was like, okay. I stuck with the coaching because I don't know. I
It's
needed
like
help.
it gives you something.
Yeah, it gave me something.
Yeah.
It gave me a plan. I knew what I needed to do to lift weights, but some things didn't work for me, and I just kind of ignored the things that didn't work for me and used the
Yeah.
things that worked for me. And that just went on. I finished my placement. I started working. We lived with my in-laws, so they were helping with childcare. So I didn't really have any issues. So I was able to do my graduate year. This was 2020, the start of 2023 is when I started.
Yeah, and because I think for people that are listening that have never done, because like I've done nursing placement and I
Yeah.
know what it's like. It's like 6 weeks of working without being paid and
Yeah.
trying to get
Full-time
by,
working.
and
Yeah.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's a lot. So just to add that because it's a very real thing that a lot of people go,
Yeah.
oh, it's fine, I just did placement. I'm like, no, you just did like a couple months of like full-time work with
Yeah.
zero
Yeah.
anything from it. So experience, but
Yeah.
nothing to help you in your current life. Yeah.
So we lived with my in-laws for a year, and
I don't know what just happened. It just jumped sideways. And it was so sharp. Oh, if anyone's watching this video, I don't know what. Oh, God, that was really funny.
you absolutely have to cut that out.
I don't edit this. Oh,
It's a
God.
camera that I switched between the boys' computer and my husband's computer, and I stuck it at the back with blue tack to keep it in place. And I think it
Oh,
just,
did it? Yeah, it's just like fell.
I'm not going to be able to get it back to the original
No,
position. We'll
that's
just leave
so
it there.
fair.
I've lost my
Oh,
train of thought. I
oh,
did my
God.
grad year. My in-laws were
Yeah,
here. During that time, it was easier for me to work and go to the gym and make that a priority because I didn't have to worry about childcare or
yeah,
school pickup and school drop off because they were doing a lot of
yeah,
it. It
yeah,
was fantastic. So I spent that entire year just kind of focusing on starting my career and kind of putting myself first.
yeah,
And then that's kind of where it snowballed and it's just kind of continued from there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I don't remember what prompted. I think I saw one of your stories, and then I was just like, I am sick of my coaching. So, at
I
some
don't
point,
even know what prompted it either. I don't even remember because it was 2 years ago. Well, it was
yeah,
mid
I
2024.
I can't remember what prompted it, to be honest. I think I got tired of saying things like, "Oh, we don't have this equipment. I can't do this
Oh,
exercise in the way
yes.
that you programmed it," or that was, "Oh, did I talk about when I had my surgery?" No, I did not.
No, I was gonna say I didn't know if you want to skip over it, but like we can go back to it if you're keen. Otherwise,
No, I will talk about it because it's part of my
yeah,
story.
I was like, it's a big part. Yeah,
I did say that I initially said I'd give myself a year to see if I could finally lose the weight, get to a good health, the like good size and health by myself.
yeah,
And I did it for a year. I was consistent. I went to the gym. I tracked what I could. I ate what I could. But unfortunately, I still had some habits that would come back, like the
yeah,
emotional eating. For me, chocolate biscuits, that's always been my biggest thing.
yeah,
And I think it got in the way. It just got to a point where I thought to myself, I am not even 40. I'm having knee pain. I'm having joint pain. I shouldn't be having that.
yeah,
I'm struggling to get off the floor if I'm playing with my kids, and I'm struggling to actually enjoy life with them in the way that I should. So I
yeah,
said to my husband, I'm going to go ahead and get weight loss surgery.
yeah,
And I have known about it for years. Like, I think I've followed people, I've researched, I've done like, I think over 6 years of research. So I
yeah,
knew what I was heading into. And I think I looked up the date actually because I remember sending him a text. I sent him a text on the 15th of July of 2023 telling him, I think I want to go ahead and have weight loss surgery.
yeah,
I met the surgeon in August and we scheduled a date for the 29th of September
yeah,
and went ahead with it. I don't think I'm a typical weight loss surgery patient in that the people that I followed have had big drops. So
mm,
when I had my appointment with my surgeon, I had successfully lost about 11 kilos, but then it's
yeah.
11 kilos over 18 months, which I think for a person who was my size,
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a slow, it's a
yeah,
slow
like
progress.
11 kilos for certain people, like let's say you're 18, like 80 or 90 kilos, then 11 kilos is a
Yeah.
massive drop.
Oh yeah.
11 kilos from 131 to the day I met my surgeon, I was 120 point something. I can't remember the exact figure. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not a lot. especially if you have been actively trying for 18 months.
Yeah.
I'm not the typical person who's like, I have PCOS, I have high blood pressure. I don't have any of that. I
Yeah.
have, I had generally good blood markers, some deficiencies in B12, but that's genetic. I can't do anything about it, but it's
Yeah.
not something that affected my weight.
Yeah.
So there was no logical explanation as to why I couldn't lose the weight.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I'm going to go ahead, have the surgery. And then I met with the surgeon. He's like, oh, I expect that you're going to have good results because you're already in the gym, you're already doing all these habits.
Yeah.
So you're going to be pretty good and you're going to be able to sustain them. He never gave me an actual goal weight, which
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy about because I feel
Mm.
like that would have put additional pressure on me. But I think he did say to me, you're going to be a person who's going to be happy with the outcome
Yeah.
either way. And like I said, I'm not a typical weight loss surgery patient because I've seen people go from 160 something to like 50 kilos, or
Yeah.
people drop massive
They do.
amounts of
Yeah.
weight. But I also feel like they are like no judgment to anyone else who's had surgery. But I
Mm.
think because a lot of people lean into the restriction a whole like a lot,
Yeah.
and they probably get, and some people they might not be feeling well on it, and that's understandable, but I feel like a lot of people just don't eat, they
Yeah.
don't drink, they pretty much don't eat. And
Yeah.
I'm not the person who said I'm going to have weight loss surgery and then I'm not going to eat,
Yeah.
because I needed to be able to support my lifestyle. I needed to be able to still work. Like I said, I work night
Yeah.
shifts. I still needed to be able to do whatever I needed to do with my 3 kids and be active with them. I also still needed to be able to lift those heavy weights.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the biggest thing for me that has, I guess, in comparison, made my weight loss slow compared to others.
Yeah, but I also say as well, slow weight loss is like it's good
Yeah.
because most of the time when it's slower, you can keep it off, which I
Yeah.
think it's so like, which is why I'm like, I didn't actually realize you were already doing these things before your surgery
Yeah.
because that kind of makes sense now as to why, like, not that it was easier, but it was like you already kind of had the mindset of like you just said, like, okay, like I need to still train and I need to still eat and I need to still do these things. Or I think a lot of people go into it and they're like, oh, like I'm gonna lose the weight, and then like they know weight loss is like don't eat or don't what like
Yeah.
don't do these things, and so they keep that afterwards, which is why it can kind of creep back up.
Yeah.
So I love that you just that
Yeah.
you
I
mentioned that.
didn't want to, like, I'm not saying, I'm now nearly 3 years post op. And I think around the 2 year mark is when a lot of people get a lot of regain or they start to see some regain. I
Yeah,
didn't want to be typical in that way. So I thought I'm going to try and develop habits as I'm going.
yeah,
And it has taken me, like, there's obviously tweaks that we've been making. And
yeah,
I know when I came to you, I was still having issues with binging. Like,
yes,
uh, and it has taken, I'm not going to say I'm a perfect weight loss surgery patient, but I feel like my determination to continue lifting weights has somewhat slowed down my weight loss, which I'm okay with. I've lost 50 kilos
yeah,
in the last,
huge,
yeah, it's 50 kilos. Like I would have never lost that without the surgery. So the
yeah,
surgery worked for what I wanted to do because I needed to drop the weight.
yeah. Do you like
And
how much? I guess how much did you see like post surgery? How much like a drop did you kind of see? Like I feel like there would have been a
I was,
faster.
no, I didn't, I never had that big drop. So some
Okay.
people will have like the pre-op where they have on the pre-op diet that 2 weeks before surgery they lose like 5 kilos, whatever.
Oh yeah, I had a friend who did it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I
It was like
started
she was on
pre-op.
like shakes or something. Like,
Yeah. So you do
yeah,
shakes and then like one salad, like a meal, not even
yeah,
meal, but mostly veggies and stuff in like a soup. It's
yeah.
like the OptiFast diet. I don't know if you see.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what you do. And for me, I think I can't remember the exact figures. I think when I started pre-op, I was about 118 kilos.
Yeah,
And then by the time I finished pre-op, I was just under one. I was 115 point something, which I
yeah,
guess
okay.
in 2 weeks, 3 kilos is a lot.
Yeah,
But then immediately post-op, I had trouble with drinking anything. Like fluids has became a very big issue for me. I never had trouble drinking. And I
yeah,
know with pre-op, like post-op, there is going to be issues with like drinking much. But for me, I struggled.
yeah,
That first 2 weeks, I couldn't get things down and not keep it down. I wasn't vomiting or anything, but I just couldn't drink. Everything
yeah,
felt heavy when I tried to drink it. So I was barely getting enough volume that
yeah,
pre-op. But I also didn't drop. massive amounts of weight.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know the actual figures, but I think within the first maybe 8 or 9 months, oh, I know, but by the time I did my year post-op appointment, I was down to just over, I was at 90 kilos.
I was gonna say that seems right because when we started, you were, I think it was 94 I saw on
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I was about 90 kilos within the first year post-op. So from
Yeah.
the surgery date until post-op, like I was about 25 kilos down, which
Yeah.
is a lot,
Yeah.
but I've seen others do bigger numbers. And I think I got stuck in comparing myself to
I
other
was,
weight
yeah.
loss surgery patients. And I know when I started, I kept on telling you, I should be further on. I should, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's weight loss surgery is supposed to help you lose 60 to 70% of your excess weight.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I know how to do the calculation. So I always used to see, oh, I'm not at that 60%. I'm at about 55%. So I always used to say, I failed.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I always used to think to myself, my weight loss surgery failed because I didn't get to that threshold of that 60
Wow.
to 70% of your excess. It's not of your whole weight, it's of your excess
Yeah,
weight.
yeah,
So
the excess.
my
Yeah.
excess weight, I think, was 51 kilos. And I never got to that 60% at the first year post op. And then everyone says your first year is your honeymoon period. That's where you lose all your weight. That's where you get all the results. So I was thinking, oh, I failed.
Yeah,
And
interesting. But it would be interesting to see those people that think that, like, how their journey would have then progressed. Because
mhm,
again, it's another thing of like, there's numbers that like you're trying to reach, or like if he had set a goal weight, it's like there's a number you're trying to reach, but it doesn't mean anything
yeah,
really. It's like, look at you, like you've dropped what, another, what are you down to, like 81-ish
I'm at
now? Like you,
81 now. Yeah,
yeah, so you've dropped what, another like nearly 10 kilos since
yeah,
then.
yeah,
Whereas I think if you got fixated on like I failed, it's very easy to go back like
yeah,
backwards, and then it's like, oh, now I've actually failed. Like, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah.
And now, as I look back in retrospect, I actually am in that 60 to 70% of the excess weight loss. So my weight loss surgery was successful. I
Yeah.
think
It just took a little bit longer,
I
which
think
is,
it's like 77 or something that I've lost of my excess weight.
yeah,
I'm about
wow.
10 kilos over what your excess body, like your ideal body weight should be, but it doesn't bother me much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it doesn't bother me at all because I live in a world where I work in the medical field.
Yeah.
We use BMI as a metric. And while it might not be a perfect metric, it's something that we use in treatment. And
Yeah.
so obviously it's somewhat at the back of my mind, but it doesn't bother me as much as
Yeah.
it used to. And that's only come over the last few months of just being happy and with what my body is capable of.
Yeah. And so interesting you say that how the BMI, it's like it's in the back of your head because like you talk about it at work like it's
Yeah,
necessary. Because it's
yeah,
something that I always forget is a thing until I had another client the other week. She said like they had to do a BMI for certain, she's doing certain testing for things. And she's like, they have to look at my BMI. And I was like, oh, like I just forget that it exists
yeah,
because to me, I'm like, it's so irrelevant to like the everyday person, especially in terms of like, I want to hit this BMI because like, I'm pretty sure mine says I'm obese. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not really relevant
yeah,
to the everyday person. Like, I'm sure it's obviously relevant to whatever test you're doing or
yeah.
whatever test she's doing. Um, but yeah, it's just, it's interesting to, to say that because it's again, other things of like, people always talk about like peptides recently. And I'm like, I've not seen a single thing. So it's like interesting because it's like clearly their algorithm is like showing them all these things with peptides and
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And I'm like, I've not seen a single video. So it's just like it's a lot of like how your environment also like impacts you
Impacts you. Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
All
think for
right.
me, because I had experience in age, like for me, it was my big driving factor was seeing how immobile I was starting to become. And
Mm,
having worked in aged care for 6 years and then started doing nursing, I was like, I do not want to end up
yeah.
being immobile over things that I can't control. Like
Yeah.
obviously some things you can't control. You can't control if you have an accident, you can't control, things. But if there's something that I can do to manage it and do what I can,
Yeah.
then that's really what spurred it on for me.
Yeah, and it's also interesting you say that because when I started PTing, that was not really, I didn't really have a thought in my head of like why like I'm training. Like it was just like, oh, I'm just a PT, like I'm just like training people. But then the more clients I met, like in their
Mhm.
50s, 60s, I even trained people in their 70s, and they're all just like, I wish I started doing this sooner, like because they couldn't do X thing and now they can. It's like they're
Yeah.
like, I would have felt so I wasted so many years like doing like hit and like jumping, like a lot of like I had a client that she was like she can't do a lot with her knees because she did so many like I can't think of what classes they're called. Something in the 90s, she was like, I did a lot
Mhm.
of whatever this class was. She goes, my knees are fucked now.
Mhm.
Like from that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. But I
So
think
that
it's a huge thing.
that's my long-winded story of
No, I
what
love it. I love it. Because now I'm like, oh, like let me look at my notes because like we just like kept going and I'm like, I don't even know what else I want to talk about. I know I want to kind of go into like obviously like when we started coaching, and this is what I want to talk about, like the main kind of part of the transformation that obviously I've seen.
Mhm.
Um, because I do remember when you started like still having those. I do actually, I'm kind of remembering you did message me. You replied to me from a story. I don't know what the story was, but I
Mhm.
do remember getting that message just being like, I'm sick of, it was like, I'm sick of the way I'm being coached, or I'm sick of something. I'm sick of something. Like I remember you feeling like you were like weighed down by a lot. And you were
Mhm.
like, I just need to like, let's jump on a call, let's have a chat. Like I just need to like, even if it was like to vent, you were just like, I need to
Yeah.
do something. And like that obviously led into everything else. But I think it's just really interesting to see how like I guess how you were feeling. Do you remember how you were feeling at that point, like 2 years ago? Like when you messaged
I
me?
just felt like I was a number.
Yeah.
Like I'd seen, like I had followed other people that were being coached by this particular team, and they always had good reviews. And though, oh, I guess they were also like, um, what are they called? Oh, the words were escaped for me. I guess
Influencers?
they were also influencers for this
Yeah.
training. Like they were also like pushing their code. So I guess maybe they got better treatment. But I felt like I was being pushed out. I signed up with one coach and then I ended up being moved to the nutrition coach. And I'm like, I didn't
Mm,
sign up to be coached by the nutrition coach. I signed up to be coached by the person who's got the PT training, all that
yeah.
training. Now I've been pushed to like, you know.
Interesting.
So
They
I
didn't
felt
ask
like
you like, hey, is it cool if we move
no,
you
I
to this
just got a
person?
message saying, "Oh, we're gonna move you to get coached by so and so, and we'll see how you go. And then you could always message me if you need any further things." So even when I'd send things like a form video, I'd send it to her, and then she would have to send it over to the others, and then they
Yeah.
will tell her the feedback, and then it'll come back to me.
That's so much admin, to be honest. Because my brain is like going from this to this. I'm like, that's too much.
And then when
Wow.
I had my surgery while I was being coached by them, and I explained, hey, I'm going forward with the surgery. I understand if you don't know anything about it, but what I should tell you up in advance is I am not going to be able to eat the volumes of food that
Yes.
you normally tell other people to eat. I might
Yep.
not be able to eat certain things because I don't know how things are going to react to me or how I'm going to react to certain. I might not be able to eat certain meals anymore.
Yep.
So I need some sort of grace. And if you can't handle this, then let me know. Then I can find like I actually said let me know and I'll leave.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, no, it's okay. And then I'd send like photos of like food and like tracking. They'll be like, oh, your calories are really low. I'm like,
I remember you saying this to me now. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, and because I also like my mum had the surgery, like I think I was 18 actually. So what, 11 years ago? How am I 29? Yeah, like 11 years ago. And I saw it firsthand, like she like could not eat
yeah,
much at all. I'm like, and I know how it affected her.
yeah.
Like you can't force it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just yeah, there's a
Like
lot
if
to be
I
said on
try to
that.
physically force myself to eat past that point of food, I'm gonna be ill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yep.
which
Yeah.
is why when I messaged you, I was like, I'm going to tell you right up in this initial meeting that I've had surgery. If that's going to be a problem for you, let me know. Because
Yeah.
I think by then I was just sick of like feeling like I'm wasting my time and my money.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting as well like let's talk about the food tracking side of things.
Mm-hmm.
We just like threw my fitness pal out the window, like pretty much from the
Yeah.
start, didn't we? Yeah, it was like, let's actually just not even worry about numbers because, like, truthfully, who knows like what your body's responding to the
Yeah.
best? Like, we're still trying to figure it out. So we just like did the food journal, and I remember, I remember you posting, there was like a packet of, I think, mint slice or something. There was something. I remember you posting a packet of Vickies and you were like, oh, like, I don't know, like you were like, no, don't like it. No, this is the transformation. This is the bit that I want to talk to. I'm like, you, the fact that you were honest in that, most people would just like shove it under the rug, be like, oh no, I didn't eat that. But I think because you were like, okay, I need to post this for Sarah, you were like, okay, I'm gonna post. This is a photo of it. This is what I had. Like, yes, it was like the whole packet, like whatever it was. But you were honest with me. So then it was like, okay, cool. And then we started working through it. And now, like, even I was looking at your food journal yesterday and there was like a photo of like just like a Tim Tam and like a bit of fruit or something. And I was like you 2 years ago, it's
Yeah.
just like such a contrast. And I think that's just why I talk about like your transformation. Like, yes, it was like weight loss, but it's become so much more than that. And even the point of like, again, how much were you training back then
I
before we
think I
started?
was doing 5 a week.
Yeah. And how was that working?
Well, you've seen me drop down to 2 some weeks, so that should
Yeah.
tell you that I wasn't doing 5.
Yep, yep. I think again, it's a thing of like, I obviously know you and your lifestyle, the
Yeah,
kids. I know that Freddie goes away a lot. Like I know like there's a lot
yeah,
going on. You're doing night shifts, like you're not sleeping or something. It's
yeah,
just like I'm like, that is so much to expect you to still be at the gym 5 days a week.
yeah,
Obviously have to find time for that, but then also the recovery side of things. Like it just wasn't making sense. And it's part of that thing of like training too much, restricting food, like let's pretend like someone was like restricting the calories, whatever. And it's
yeah,
like you get fucking exhausted and then you don't want to do it. So then you
yeah,
go binge or you like just give up. You don't go to the gym and like becomes a whole like fuckery when it's like actually like me saying to you, like, no, it's okay. Like we can do less and you can eat the fucking Tim Tam. Like I don't care, you can eat it.
yeah,
And it was just like working on that. And it's like, oh, okay. You start to kind of reframe the mindset and it's like, oh, okay, like I can do this and I can still live my life. Like,
yeah.
yeah, which is very cool. Um, I was gonna say, actually, how was your holiday? I'm curious to, I feel like we had a little chat about your holiday recently, your Thailand one.
It was
And
fantastic.
yeah,
It was exactly what we needed.
yeah.
It
And
was cold at home. It was like 2 degrees, and we rocked up in Thailand wearing all our winter gear, and we were sweating at the airport.
we had to strip it all off. Oh, no, but I
It
was like,
was,
it's one of those things. It's like you and Freddie both, even though you're on a kid-free holiday, you're having a
mhm.
good time. You're like, it is just us. We can do whatever we want. And you're
And the
like,
resort didn't have any kids too. Like I think we saw 2 kids the entire week we were away. Not saying there's anything wrong with kids, but I was just
no,
like,
there's not, but it's like you're on a holiday. Like you're like, I don't want to hear other people's kids. But no, it's even cool because like you were like obviously you were training when you were there, and it wasn't anything
yeah,
like strict on a said program. It's just
yeah,
like, cool, I'm just going to move my body.
yeah,
You love walking, so that's literally never an issue.
yeah.
But even like I remember I can't fully remember what it was, but you said something to me about like seeing photos of yourself. Freddie said like showed you photos or something, and you were like, I just couldn't believe that was me.
No,
There
I
was,
didn't.
yeah, and
I
it's just,
I still do not believe photos. I think he showed me. I think I sent you a video of me doing a lap pull down, and I was looking at my back. I was like, "There's no
yeah,
way. There's no way that that
there's
is
no
me."
way,
I was like,
no
"No,
way.
there's no way."
Yeah,
I
but
I still like I have a whole heap of photos, and I've everything that I've seen on people losing weight, they always used to say, take photos at your biggest self. So I had a folder where I have some, it's not a lot, but there's some photos that I took and I just kind of hid them. And
yeah,
sometimes I go back to those and I'm like, I don't recognize that person back there, but I also don't recognize the person that I am. So I'm kind of stuck in a weird place where I'm like, I don't
yeah,
identify with who I was, but I also don't recognize who I am now.
yeah. But I also think it's because how long did you spend wishing you were where you are now?
Many years.
Exactly. It's like, I
I
can't
can't know
believe
the
I've
number.
done this.
I would say at least before my oldest was born, maybe. So at least 12 years.
Yeah. So it's like to actually be in it, it's kind of surreal. It's like, when did this happen? How did
Yeah,
I do this?
yeah.
Yeah.
I am living a life that I didn't think I would ever be able to. The other day, I went out on a bike ride with
Yeah.
my sons. Like they were on their bikes and I was chasing them and we were just out.
Yeah.
And that's something I always wished for.
Yeah.
And I went to the gym with Freddie while we were in Thailand, and I went through. He put me through. men have got the most
Yeah,
ridiculous workout programs. My God, why were we doing 5 sets of something?
yeah, I know.
But like he took me through his back workout, and I think for me that was a big moment because I didn't complain at any point in time during that
Yeah,
workout. And I remember years ago, I can't remember how long ago, but there was years ago where I had joined a gym with him, and he's
yeah,
like, "Okay, let's go work out together." And we went, and I was yelling at him the entire time.
yeah,
Like I was like, I can't do this. I can't. Like I was not a pleasant person. It got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna go on the treadmill and let me know when you're done with your workout
yeah, yeah,
because I just hated it.
yeah.
This
And
time
that's,
he put me through his back workout and I was like doing everything. And then
yeah,
he's like, okay, I think you're ready to do a 100 kilo deadlift. I was like, no, go away. Piss off. I'm not gonna do it. He's like, no, I think you've got it in you. And I'm like, no, no. And that's always been like, I started with you and I told you I want to do a 100 kg deadlift.
yeah,
And I picked it up.
yeah.
I picked it up.
You did it. Yeah,
Wait a minute,
yeah,
what? So,
yeah. How cool.
yeah. So it's things like being able to actually enjoy things like that and
Yeah,
just be more present. And I am way more present. Granted, sometimes I'm like cranky because I'm off a night shift, but I am way
yeah,
present. I am way more aware of saying, hey, I'm a bit tired. Can you guys just lay off? Or I'm way
yeah,
more aware of letting people know that now is not a good time. I never used to be able to do that.
yeah,
I used to like even when I went to the gym, I'd feel guilt about taking an hour and a half because I like going to the gym and then taking a little walk afterwards. I
mm,
don't actually park at my gym. I park at the mall, then I walk to the gym and then I walk back and I take a little walk and then I go back.
yeah,
Like so it's always long. It might be a 45-minute workout, but it ends up being twice the time because I like walking before and after and things like that. And I used
yeah,
to feel guilty and I used to think, oh, what are they like? What are the kids gonna do or what's Freddie gonna do? But then now I'm just like, no, it's my time. And I
yeah,
take and I don't feel guilt. And I know that because I'm pouring into myself,
yeah,
I'm not gonna feel depleted. Like even if I'm tired, I'm not gonna feel depleted because I've already done something for myself
yeah,
because I've done something for myself, I'm better for them. And that's what I've
yeah.
always wanted.
Exactly. And it's also that thing again of like doing less sessions even. It's like you're not, I think it's not as guilty feeling like you're doing it every day and you're like, oh shit, like I'm gone for this long every day. It's like, no, like I do my few sessions a week. It's my own time, it's my own thing, and then I come back and then I can be who I want to be. And it's just like, again, training less, but in a way that suits you, and then being able to eat like to nourish your body. It takes away like a lot of people don't realize the food noise makes them become a bitch because I know that was me when I was deep in it. I was an absolute moo cow. But you don't realize when you're in it. So it's cool to be like on the other side and be like, no, like I actually get to be with my boys, with Freddie. Like I get to do what I want to
Mm-hmm.
do and still have time for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
And the funniest thing about that is Freddie has now said, oh, I'm not going to you want to go for a walk? I'm not going to disturb you. I know that your walk is your precious time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay, bye. See you in 5 hours.
But it's the fact that he now recognizes just important how important it is for me. So
Yeah,
he's always been an active person. He goes to the gym. He's always for him. I think it's easier for him to just kind of take that time guilt free
yeah,
and not say anything about it. And I think for him, I was telling you recently about how I was struggling getting all my sessions in a week, and I shared that with him. He's like, "Okay,
yeah,
what can I do to make sure that you do it?" And to make
yeah.
let's come up with a plan. And we came up with a plan, and it's been working the last 5 weeks now.
Yeah, you've hit every session.
Every session. And it's just a matter of me learning to communicate it. And I think that's been my biggest transformation over the last few years, learning to
Yeah,
actually say what I need and actually doing it.
yeah. But I think it also helps as well having obviously Freddie to be there to be like, cool, like let's do it. Like I can see
Yeah.
how much it's benefiting you, let's do it. But
Yeah.
also for me to be like, okay, cool, like what do you need? And like let's do it. I think when you constantly
Mhm.
say, I need X and someone shuts you down, you get very like, oh my
Yeah.
God, okay, I don't want
Yeah.
to speak up. But when you have someone that's like, okay, cool, like no, like let's talk about it and let's just see what we
Yeah.
can do, then it's like, oh, okay, like I can communicate my needs.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
number of times I'm like, oh, I need to drop down a session. I don't know if I should say that. Then you're like, yeah, cool, I've done
I'm
it.
like, cool, that's fine. Like,
I'm like, oh,
or
it's
like
that
when you, or
cool.
I remember like when you like, there was a few times like it's school holidays and like I actually can't get to the gym. I'm like, cool, like we'll just make it a home program. Like there's always, like it's not forever. Like we know that we're just
Yeah,
adapting it as we need to.
yeah.
So yeah, I'd be like, if you were like, no, this is gonna be me forever. Like I don't ever want to go 3 days a week again. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, like let's talk about it. But when you explain what's going on and I know what's happening, then it just yeah, it's like cool. We can just do what we need to do.
The
Yeah.
difference a good coach makes.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I feel like we can kind of wrap it up here. I feel like we
Yeah.
spoke to a lot, and I think, like I said at the start, I'm like, someone's going to get something from this, and I think, depending on wherever anyone is in their journey. But I thought of a question before, and it's like kind of formed in my brain. I'm going to like wrap it up with this, but I'm just trying to think back to which version of you. I want you. What I want is what advice would you give to someone? But I'm like, which version of you do I want to go to? What advice would you give to someone? I feel like maybe you could even go down the weight, not the weight loss, the surgery kind of route. Because I think a lot of people kind of get. I remember one time I was told I could have it if I wanted it,
Hmm.
and I went, no, I don't want it. That was just I was adamant. I was like, I was a lot younger, and I was
Hmm.
like, I'm only X age.
Hmm.
I don't want that. But like then I've had a friend that was probably only a few years older than I was at the time, and like she went down that route. So I feel like is there any advice or anything you could say to anyone, I don't know, thinking about it, potentially struggling with losing weight, like anyone that's like a lot bigger? Because again, what you said, you weighed 130 kilos. I've only been in a 97-kilo body. That's the heaviest I've ever been. So I don't know what it's like. So if you have any advice for anyone,
I
feel
think for
free.
me, you will never find me saying, don't do, you'll never find me saying things like weight loss surgery or using a GLP-1 are a cheat because
Yeah.
I lived that mentality. I
Yeah.
lived that mentality of thinking that I had to do things the natural way or it's the easy way out.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even if it is the easier what, so what? You've
Yeah.
spent, especially if you've spent years trying the hard way, you
Yeah.
spent years trying to do it the right way and you haven't gotten the results that you need.
Yeah.
I would say speak to your doctor, speak to your professional. Obviously, don't go out the gray market and try and do things the weird way. Like
Yeah.
speak to someone, have that medical advice and have someone who's checking on all the other things that need to be checked on while you're going through the process.
Yeah.
I
I think, yeah.
I am always an advocate for it. And even people, I think the only time I haven't really spoken about it is no, let me not get into that.
She's like, how long can we go?
But I will always be an advocate for it because I know that it can change your life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that if you go too far without interventions, there are consequences.
Yeah.
It's not just about aesthetics or looking or feeling or looking better. There are actual physical consequences that can be a result of you being severely overweight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if there are interventions that are necessary or that are possible for you, take them with
Yeah.
the right medical advice, with the right guidance, of course.
Yeah. And that's something that I was going to say because I also didn't really know like how to, again, I've never taken like Ozempic or anything. Obviously, I've never
Mhm.
done any of that, but um, I don't really know like the full kind of process of it. But one of
Mhm.
my PT clients, like she has been taking it, she doesn't anymore, but she was like, oh no, like I have to go and do regular appointments and like blood tests, like actually we check in often. I'm like, oh okay, like that's really good. And
Yeah.
also she's someone that she trains 3 times a week. Like she's still like she's implementing the habits that she needs alongside of it. And I think I've spoken a bit about this, and I remember the first time I posted about it, and you replied to my story. I remember I didn't open it for ages. I was like, oh no, I've pissed off Anesu. I was like, I've said something that she's gonna like be like, oh, like, what are you talking about? And then your response was just like, it was perfect because it was like pretty much what I was saying. Like, there's a time and a place. And I
Mhm.
feel like when you hit that, like again, someone who's like, let's say, I don't know, like the 160 kilos, like someone like severely overweight, like they actually might need it to
Mhm.
start. But then
Mhm.
it's the people that, let's say they're like I don't know, my weight, let's say like 90 kilos, and they're like, no, I just want the easy way out. Because I've seen people that take it for the easy way out and they don't actually change anything.
Mhm.
And that's where like there's a fine line with it. But that's a whole conversation for another day. Um,
Yeah. I will always say go for it. If
yeah,
you've got the right guidance and you've got the right people helping you along the way,
yeah,
go
yeah,
for it. And sometimes for me, I needed that win.
yeah,
I needed something to like bring, like I needed to see that 10 kilos down and to feel confident and feel like, oh, I can do it. And getting those wins in the beginning, like we all talk about non-scale victory wins and whatever, those are good.
yeah,
But I needed to see numbers change on the scale. And when I saw numbers change on the scale, I'm like, oh, I can do this. And that
yeah,
helped me keep going.
yeah,
So while we might say that the actual weight is not a focus, sometimes you do need to see those
yeah.
numbers dropping to continue to go.
Yeah, I find even like putting someone through a deficit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I actually recorded a video on this earlier. Um, and I'm like, I remember when I was healing my relationship with food, but then I was going into a deficit for the first time after that. It was like 18 months later.
Mhm.
But I remember my coach was like to me, I want you to weigh yourself every day, which again, it's not the advice for everyone, but for me, it
Mhm.
actually worked because I was seeing a lot of like up, down, like a lot of
Yeah.
spikes and stuff. And when I saw it every day and I saw it as like a weekly average, the progress was actually there. Whereas opposed
Yeah.
to week, it was just like fucking around and it was
Yeah.
throwing me. So it was like the number was actually like can be motivating
Yeah.
at times. Like it does help, especially if you're in a weight loss journey. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up there. I'm starting to lose my voice again, apparently. Um, but thank you so much for doing the podcast today. So I'm like, we've just yapped for an hour and I didn't even feel like an hour.
There you go. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
No, you're so welcome. I will leave your socials and everything down below so people can follow you. I mean, I'm like, what? It's like just your
No,
fitness Instagram. You're like, okay, if you don't want me to, I don't have to. We'll just
no,
discuss
leave
it
it.
after.
I just find it funny that people actually follow me. So
Well, yeah, well, it's
I
motivation.
don't know. It just doesn't seem like my life like this. So it's just that's why I laughed like that.
Okay, well, I'll leave your Instagram down below so people can check you out. But I will leave the episode here. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you loved it, message me, message Anesu, whoever you want. Share it on um, story, tag us both if you want to, or whoever. But I will speak to you guys next week. Bye.